Hikaru Nakamura's counterattack forces Nepo to resign the match because his position was totally hopeless and he was losing the match. So Nakamura is playing with the white pieces here, and Nepo is playing with the black pieces here. This is the Sicilian on the board. It's a Sicilian defense. After the pawn is taken, the knight captures the pawn back, and knight f6 is played, and knight c3 and a6 follows, making this the nudged off variation of the Sicilian defense. And the bishop now comes to g5, attacking the knight, and the pawn is now pushed in order to prevent a double pawns over here on the f file in case this bishop captures the knight. And after the pawn push to f4, the queen comes to b6, attacking the b2 pawn, and the pawn is pushed to a3 here, basically making this a poison pawn. So if you capture this pawn, it will be your queen will be attacked, and it can be used to create counterattack on you. So knight to c6, now not going for the capture, and knight retreats to b3, not allowing to capture the knight, and bishop to e7 now, and also creating an opportunity to castle on the king side, and Nepo castles on the king side, and Hikaru castles on the queen side. So rook comes to d8 on this semi-open d file, and bishop comes to d3, protecting the e4 pawn and also covering up the d file, and also looking at the king. Pawn push to h6 here, attacking the bishop, and the h4 is now played. So here, if you're wondering what will happen if you take the pawn, if you take the bishop with your pawn, the knight will be attacked like this, and the knight will have to come down to g4. And after the knight is attacked, the rook will attack it again, and you will be forced to you'll get back that knight instead of your bishop, and you'll also have this h file open with a castle king on the queen side. You can launch your attack over here. So because of that, the bishop is not captured, and bishop to d7 is played. A better move was to bring your knight over here and to start an attack on the rooks with the support of the queen over here. But queen goes to e2 now, and doubling up, creating a battery on this, and also allowing the queen to go into the king side to launch an attack. And king now goes to f8, trying to get away from the line of attack of these open files. And Hikaru just pushes e5 now, attacking the knight, and now the pawn gets exchanged, and the pawn is captured back. And after this, the bishop is taken, and in place of the bishop, the knight is taken with an attack on the bishop. So bishop captures the pawn, and h pawn takes the g5 pawn, and the bishop captures back with the check, and the king moves away into a safe b1 square. Queen comes to e3 here with an intent of exchanging the queens, but Hikaru didn't want to exchange his queen because his position is better, and he places his queen to h5 over here, looking to go into the back rank and attack the king. So bishop now goes to h6, covering the h file, not allowing the queen to get into his near the king. And now the rook comes to f1, creating a checkmate threat, and bishop to e8 covers that check, and rook to e1 now, attacking the queen, and the queen goes again to g5, looking for a queen exchange, trying to neutralize the attack. So Hikaru moves his queen to h3 over here. So this pawn is here is pinned, and it's possible to take this pawn with your rook and your queen, but Hikaru do not go for that, and knight to e5 is now played, and knight to c5 by Hikaru, again putting more pressure on that particular uh, e6 pawn. King now goes move to g8 now, and knight captures the pawn regardless, and after the pawn captures, the queen captures back with a check. And now the f file and the e file are pretty open, and the h file is also open, launching a good attack. So now because this knight is attacked twice, the check is closed by the knight. A better move was to close it with your bishop, which could have allowed you the opportunity to trade off pieces, and because you already got a piece in exchange earlier, things would have gone fine. But the knight to f7 move is played, and bishop comes to g6 over here, attacking the knight, pin knight. So a better move was to bring your knight over here to e4 and attack the queen, and the knight can also join the attack on the king later on. So king now gets away to h8, and after which this knight is captured, bishop captures, and the bishop captures back. So basically you lost the position even. Earlier black had one extra piece due to the sacrifice. Now you got that piece back, and the pawn is captured back, and the rook comes in and attack the queen, and the queen goes to d2, and the queen is continuously attacked with the support of this knight and the rook. So queen now gets away to f4 with support of the bishop here, looking for a queen exchange to neutralize the attack, and the queen goes to b7, capturing this pawn, and the queen is attacked, and the queen comes to e4. Now a better move was to bring your queen over here to h1, and now Nepo didn't go for the exchange of the queen. A better move was to exchange the queens, but he didn't go for that, which allows Hikaru to bring his rook to g6, and after that the rook to a7 move is played. A better move was to bring your rook over here to e8, attack the queen, but he didn't do that, so queen goes to d4. Basically, this pawn here is pinned, and you can capture this bishop with your rook, and if you move this bishop, you will start getting attacks from that from the both of these rook, resulting in a checkmate combination pretty soon. And because of that, the queen, the only move is to capture this pawn, pin pawn, and after the because it's not a forced move, you can still capture this bishop. And after that, you can just bring your rook over here, cut off this rook's influence on this pin pawn, which basically means that this rook is hanging. So if you could take the rook's exchange, the queen will capture back, and you'll have to bring your queen back here, and you're in an endgame up by a piece, and Hikaru will be pinning. So because of that, as of this position, Nepo resigned the game, and Hikaru won the match. So a nice little counterattack by Hikaru Nakamura, defeating Nepo in this match. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with more such videos.